Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and I was always told I had a voice radio. So today, we're going to be looking at another one of the rumours, brought to you by the folks over at pokerbeach.com, and it's all about Buzzwole and Pheromosa Teag-Team GX. You see, recently I showed you some rumours about new sets coming out, and I showed you this one from Full Metal Wool. And I suggested what it might look like in terms of GX, given that we've already had Buzzwole GX and Pheromosa GX. And many of you pointed out, well, hang on a second, Wassy, it's going to be a Teag-Team GX. Like, why would it not be a Teag-Team GX? Maybe it's real. I mean, I'm still freaked out by the fact that it's called Full Metal Wool, and both of the ones on the mock-up, both of the Pokemon on the cover, seem to be bug-fighting Pokemon. And it's called Full Metal Wool. That strikes me as a little bit odd. So evidently, we're getting a Teag-Team GX of Buzzwole and Pheromosa. Now, as I said in my previous video, the rumours are brought by Poker Beach, and I've had a chat with my anonymous Japanese correspondent who has kind of confirmed them, but doesn't have a source to actually back them up. And generally speaking, when my anonymous Japanese correspondent and Poker Beach both get the same information at the same time, which has happened a few times, it literally always turns out to be true. Black Market Prism Star would be another great example of when this was a thing. So I'm not saying it's definitely 100% true. I am saying that every single time this has happened, it's proven to be true. So, read that how you will. And apparently it's got an attack which can take 6 prize cards from knocking out a single Pokemon. 6 prizes in one attack. Now, weirdly enough, I played at the World Championships a while ago, 2012, and I played against Pablo Meza, and he was playing a deck with Vileplume, the old Vileplume, though it did the same thing, Excelgor, the one that did the paralysing and such, and Chandelure, a card that I loved but did not have the patience to play myself. It dropped damage counters. And I was really quite impressed when Pablo took 6 prizes against me in one turn. He went from 6 prizes to 0 in a single turn. It was a thing of beauty, ladies and gentlemen. Well, apparently this Teag-Team GX allows you to do just that, which is crazy. So how does that work? Well, clearly it's going to be the GX attack. And remember, we have one Teag-Team GX that has officially been revealed. We know we're getting a Gengar and Mimikyu, and I've given a lovely little mock-up of that. I say me, it was clearly the lovely Hitmonchan that did it. It wasn't actually me. And we know it's coming, but we don't really know what it does. But we know they give up free prizes. So I'm assuming that the 6 prizes in one turn here is when you KO a Teag-Team GX. Because otherwise it doesn't really make sense. If it's an attack that can KO 3 GXs at once, that seems too good. Now don't get me wrong, we could look at something like Necrozma GX. Necrozma GX has a GX attack that does 100 damage to each EX and GX in play. Or at least on your opponent's side of the field. Well, if you've half KO'd a bunch of GXs, this can KO 3 of them and take 6 prizes in one go. Heck, it can take 12 prizes in one go if you knock out all 6 of their Pokemon. But this was never sold as an it can take 6 prizes in one turn Pokemon. This was sold as a it does a huge amount of damage Pokemon. The fact that this is actually being advertised, and this is the information that started happening in the last few sets, it goes out to Japanese game stores as a kind of, hey, look how much fun our new expansion looks. Don't you want to order in a bunch of this product to sell in your shop? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So this seems like it's going to be a legitimate come and take 6 prizes in one turn. And maybe it's to do with Teag-Team GXs. So what could this mean? Well, it could mean when you take a KO, you take 3 extra prizes. So if we look at something like the old Lugia, for instance, the old Lugia had a Redonk ability. This was the Plasma Lugia EX, the good one. It had a Redonk ability that said when you took a KO, you took 1 more prize card. But it cannot be an ability that takes 3 more prize cards. Otherwise, you KO something like a Zorua, and all of a sudden you're taking 4 prizes. There's no way that's true. So maybe it's an ability that doubles the amount of prize cards you take. 1 prize for knocking out a Zorua goes up to 2. 2 prizes for knocking out a Zoroark goes up to 4. 3 prizes for knocking out a Teag-Team GX goes up to 6. This is more likely, but remember, these Teag-Team GXs are on the verge of being kind of game-ruining broken. It's why they give up 3 prizes. I don't think an ability that gives you 2 prizes off a 60 HP Zorua is something we need on these giant, huge HP, super exciting Teag-Team GXs right now. I just don't think that's something that's going to happen. So I'm not thinking it's that. Here's my prediction, and it's nothing more than a prediction based on the fact that you can take 6 prizes in 1 turn. I think what's going to happen is it's going to have either an ability that reads something like, when this Pokemon knocks out a Teag-Team GX, you take an extra 3 prizes. Or it's going to have a GX attack that says, if you KO a Teag-Team GX, you take an extra 3 prizes. Even a GX attack that doubles your prizes, I don't think it's good. I think it's too good. I think 4 prizes off a Zoroark GX of a Teag-Team GX is too gosh darn good. So my prediction, and we don't have many details about this isn't like the Dene we looked at earlier today, where I could sit here and tell you word for word exactly what the ability says. What I do know is it takes 6 prizes in 1 turn. The only sensible, non-game-ruiningly broken way to do this is to do it as a, when you KO a Teag-Team GX, you take 6 prizes. Now, there's always a possibility your opponent has used something like a Xurkitree to put out 7 prizes, and given that the information we have reads take 6 prizes, rather than win the game, I think it is fair to say that it will be you take 6 prizes. So it's going to be you take 3 extras off a Teag-Team GX. There's my prediction. Feel free to call me stupid and wrong in the comment section, but obviously, be nice. So there's a GX attack. What do we know? Apparently it's going to have a Jet Punch attack like the original Buzzwole GX. 30 to the active, 30 to the bench for 1 fighting energy. Well, we know that's a ridiculous attack. And here's the thing, right? We know enough about this card to know it's going to be amazing. We can say for certain it's going to be an Ultra Beast because they're both Ultra Beasts. So you're going to be able to use Ultra Space to search it out. You're going to be able to use Beast Energy to do an extra 30 damage for your attacks. You're going to be able to use Beast Ring so that you can attach 2 extra energy from the deck if your opponent has 3 or 4 prizes remaining. You're going to be able to use Stack Attacker GX to reduce damage done to it by a single prize. Although your opponent is going to be able to use Alola Ninetales GX, the new one that's coming out in Lost Thunder, to get an automatic KO for a Fairy and a Colorless Energy. Okay, being an Ultra Beast kind of rocks right now, to be honest. You got a lot of advantages. Now, the question here really hinges on, is it going to be a fighting Pokemon, or is it going to be a grass Pokemon? Because you see, in terms of Buzzwole at the moment, we've had the regular Buzz and the baby Buzz, hey Nick, both of which have been fighting Pokemon. Every Buzzwole we have so far had revealed and released has been a fighting Pokemon. And in terms of Pheromosa, we've had GX Pheromosa and Baby Pheromosa, hey Nick, both of which were grass Pokemon. So Pheromosa's always been grass, and Buzzwole's always been fighting, and in the game, as in the video games, they are Bug, which is grass in the TCG, and fighting, which probably won't surprise you at this stage, it's fighting in the TCG. So it's got to be one or the other, we would imagine. We've not had dual-type Teag-Team GXs ruled out. We've not had them confirmed. We've not had any word on it. The only one we've seen was 2 Lightning Pokemon coming together as a Lightning Teag-Team GX. And Gengar and Mimikyu only share the Psychic typing. I mean, it's Ghost, but in the TCG Psychic. So that's got to be Psychic. I assume that this is going to be fighting. I don't know, but I think it's going to be fighting. Fighting Pheromosa makes more sense to me in the TCG than Bug Buzzwole. Again, if you think about it as we're selling it to kids, Buzzwole's this big fighting Pokemon. I think there's a reason it's been fighting. If it's fighting, then you get access to Diancie Prism Star. In Expanded, you get access to stuff like Strong Energy and Corinna, which is great. and you're hitting weakness on Zoroark. Whereas if it's grass, you do get access to Ether Paradise Conservation Area, which will reduce damage done to you because you'll be a basic Pokemon. And you suppose you get Promo Lurantis, but even though that's seen a bit of play in Japan lately, it still doesn't see much play. And then you're hitting weakness on, like, Lycanroc. The most important thing, however, if you're a fighting Pokemon, you hit weakness on Pikachu and Zekrom GX. And if your ability / GX attack is that you take double prizes off a Teag-Team GX, as I'm predicting it is, hitting for weakness on Pikachu and Zekrom becomes ridiculously relevant. So for me, the biggest question about this, grass or fighting, I think fighting. I could be wrong. Either way, when you build in that it's going to have a huge HP, I'm going to assume about 240, though we don't know. It may well be fighting type, which is ridiculous, and it's got all of the extra tricks of an Ultra Beast. This seems like it's going to be significantly better than Pikachu and Zekrom GX. I mean, Pikachu and Zekrom GX can take 4 prizes with its GX attack. This can take 6. Or maybe the GX attack allows you to get a double KO by doing damage to the active and damage to the bench, and you take an extra prize for each one you KO. But then you could potentially KO 2 Zorua and get 4 prizes. I think that's too good. Either way, the information we have so far about this is extremely exciting, and it might only get better. Or worse, depending where you come down. So that's what we know, ladies and gentlemen. I want to hear predictions from you guys in the comment section. Tell me what you think all of this means. Tell me what you think it's going to do. Give me some predictions. Go nuts. But do please remember the rule: to be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do just that. And do be checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays. We've been getting deep into the Transformers TCG lately, and that game is awesome. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.